actually housed 1 million people. But in the 8th century BC, Rome was a collection of thatched-roof mud huts clinging to a bend in the Tiber River. The civilization that actually dominated the region lived to the north. The Etruscans were a wealthy, cultured people with a heavily established society. Early Romans watched their older neighbors closely. From the Etruscans, they learned how to organize a city grid, how to manage river water, and how to build in stone. The Romans possessed towering ambition, but they struggled with the idea of being second best. Rather than admit they borrowed their foundation from a rival, they needed a self-made origin story, one that justified their aggressive worldview. They invented a myth. In 753 BC, twin brothers named Romulus and Remus, supposedly the sons of the war god Mars, were abandoned as infants, only to be kept alive by a nursing she-wolf. As adults, the brothers returned to claim their land, but fell into a dispute over which hill to build their city on. The argument ended when Romulus killed his own brother. This mythological violence translated into early policy. To grow the population of the new settlement, Romulus oversaw the forced abduction of women from a neighboring tribe, the Sabines. These stories of fratricide and abduction became the template for how the early Roman state viewed itself and its neighbors. Over the next 2 centuries, Rome was ruled by 7 kings. While some built temples and expanded the military, the system of absolute power eventually began to fail. The decline peaked with the final king, Tarquin the Proud. He ruled through intimidation, ignoring the advice of the elders and treating the city's resources as his personal property. The breaking point for the monarchy arrived when the king's son assaulted a noblewoman named Lucretia. In an ancient society where personal honor dictated your standing, Lucretia told her family exactly what had happened, and then took her own life. The Roman elite had tolerated the monarchy's brutality when it was directed at foreign enemies or commoners. But once the violence targeted the nobility, the monarchy lost its remaining support. Lucretia's tragic death triggered a massive revolt. The Roman nobility finally expelled the royal family and dismantled the monarchy entirely. In 509 BC, the victorious elites made a collective vow: Rome would never be ruled by a king again. Tearing down a tyrant is the easy part, but the revolt left a power vacuum. Without a king, Rome needed a new way to govern its ambitious society. Their solution was the Republic. It was designed as a mechanical countermeasure to ensure no single man could ever hold absolute power again. The core mechanism was division. Executive power was split between 2 elected leaders called consuls. The Romans placed limits on these roles. Consuls served a single 1-year term and were advised by a senate of senior citizens. The Republic functioned as a survival mechanism. It was designed to channel Rome's ambition while attempting to prevent the cycle of internal murder. So, what do you think? Would Rome have survived to become an empire if Romulus hadn't killed Remus? Let us know in the comments.